Good morning, colleagues. Thank you for attending and a warm welcome back to our PURCO SA Ponder virtual presentation series. We will commence with a short presentation lasting about 30 minutes, a question and answer session of 10 minutes, and conclude with a lucky prize draw for a take-a-lot voucher worth 1,000 Rand. You are welcome to field questions in the chat box during the presentation, which will be answered by our guest speaker in the end. Colleagues, please note that the webinar is being recorded and will be up on our PURCO SA website for those who are unable to join us now and those who wish to revisit the presentation after some time for some insights. This morning, our guest speaker will enlighten us on an interesting and trending topic, using LinkedIn as a platform for key career opportunities. In this session, he will share exclusive LinkedIn insights into the top contributing factors that enable graduates to get shortlisted, discovered, and get hired upon graduation. Our guest speaker today, Stuart Samkange, is the head of LinkedIn Academic Talent Solutions in Africa, CEE, and SEE, and is also the head of Graduate Activation Program in Africa. Stuart's mission is to literally make the working world a better place, one HR director at a time. In his exciting day job, he manages some of LinkedIn's businesses in Africa. Stuart provides leadership advice and insights for the planning, hiring, and development of talent in Africa, so that more skilled people in Africa find their dream jobs. Thank you, Stuart, and welcome.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And welcome to everyone. It's bright and early here in Dublin, Ireland, where I'm based. It's just gone on 7 o'clock in the morning, but glad to have this opportunity and this chance to talk to you today on how you can leverage LinkedIn as a platform for key career transition and opportunities. As introduced already, my name is Stuart Samkange, proudly from Zimbabwe. I've been out here in Ireland for the last 5 years, working with higher educational institutions, colleges, polytechnics, and of course, universities, and ultimately working towards enabling young people to get entrepreneurship opportunities and also employment. I know today we have a mixed audience of job seekers, students, graduates, faculty representatives, and transitioning professionals. I will try and speak to each and every one of your needs. Of course, as highlighted already, you have the opportunity to put questions and comments in the chat. And then as we end off, we will take those comments or questions that you have. But let's start off by addressing the topic of the day of how we can leverage LinkedIn to help us on our career journeys. A lot of us, as we'd like to believe, careers are a straight line that we graduate, we get internships, we get full-time employment, we become leaders, and that we grow from there to becoming executives, leading businesses or running our own businesses. But the reality is the world we live in is ever changing, and that our career paths are not a straight line. We will graduate from schools, universities, colleges, and polytechnics. We'll join employment, and if we get employment, we may be laid off due to company changes, or due to even our career aspirations changing. We might need to acquire different skills to pivot into new industries as the world of technology continues to grow and do some of the more traditional common roles and jobs that our parents or career advisory experts told us about. We might even choose to change industry, to live somewhere else. We might choose again to start those careers as independent entrepreneurs, or starting those opportunities as employees or leaders of businesses. But what it will take for us to successfully transition in this ever-changing landscape of the world of work will be us reinforcing our careers by making time to learn and acquire new skills. So that's careers. You might have joined this call for different reasons. Like I said, we've got a wide audience joining us today, and I will gladly take your questions. But what is it that you want to achieve in your career? Maybe that's where we should start off our conversation. And as we think about this conversation of where you want to be in your career and what you want to learn, what will help you grow, what will strengthen the roles that you're in, maybe it's to start off this conversation Are you putting a timeline towards where you want to pivot in the next 6 months? I'll put up some choices and options there in terms of some of the things that can be addressed in your career, in terms of goals that you can work towards, whether it's getting a new job, whether it's getting a promotion, whether it is actually getting a job, or whether it's even mastering work-life balance and having great mental health and great physical health. So what is the one thing that's going to help you pivot your career in the next 6 months? Let's start off by having a goal, and let us start also having a timeline in which we seek to achieve the things that we need in order for our careers to grow. What can you expect in this session? We've only got 30 minutes together, so it is going to be quite quick and in terms of the content I'll share. This presentation is going to be made available for you to look at afterwards. But I'll start off by demystifying LinkedIn so that at least all of us are on the same level of understanding. We'll talk about, specifically for students where our careers begin, how we pivot from the classroom into a career and what determines your ability to get employed within the first year of graduation. We'll look at what skills are in demand, and specifically in South Africa, who is currently hiring and what jobs are currently fast on the rise. And then we'll end it off with some free resources that we'll make available to you. But let's start off by demystifying LinkedIn and what LinkedIn is and what opportunities it presents both for us as individuals and opportunities it provides for us as entrepreneurs and leaders of businesses, and then what opportunities it provides for organizations. There's over 1 billion members on this platform. This is the world's largest professional network where companies and talent come together, where there's over 20 million jobs available on the platform and a representation of over 63 million companies that you can follow, companies that you can learn to understand what skills they're hiring for and where your talent may be required, where you can add value. Also on this platform is a representation of all the schools that we have gone through and the skills associated with the outcomes of going through those schools. This presents a unique opportunity for organizations to leverage the platform to hire and find talent like yourself, for organizations to benefit from LinkedIn, understanding what skills are in demand and making those available through its learning platform, for those of you who are entrepreneurs and those who are setting up businesses to market and sell your products, services, and solutions on the platform. For those specifically joining us today as students and job seekers and transitioning professionals, I wanted you to get a picture of LinkedIn behind the scenes in terms of the talent professionals, the talent acquisition professionals, the recruiters, and the hiring managers that are leveraging this platform to identify and find you. Over 5.2 million talent professionals are actively using this platform to identify talent. What's more, over 720,000 companies are leveraging LinkedIn's talent solutions to brand themselves, to find talent, and to hire talent. And there's a clear representation of the world as over 230 countries are leveraging the platform to find talent. What does that mean? That means that not only are we able to look for opportunities within our own geographical locations, but around the world. Because the world of work today doesn't restrict or limit us as individuals to only finding opportunities within our country, but beyond that. What's more, on LinkedIn, over the last 12 months, over 4 million people were able to get jobs. That's literally every single minute, 8 people being hired. So if you are joining this call as a job seeker or someone about to enter into the world of work or someone looking to hire to grow and fortify your organization, understand that the talent exists on LinkedIn and that people have been successful in enabling themselves to find the right talent, people like yourself. But a number that's important to walk away from this presentation with is the fact that every single second, 3 new members are joining LinkedIn. That means for us to grow our careers, whether it's to learn, to connect, to network, to sell, to provide services, we need to go beyond just our traditional profiles and to engage the platform actively. And we'll be talking about some of the things that help in delivering that. So what makes LinkedIn unique in terms of our careers? This is the place where professionals come together. This is the place where, dare I say, you'll have the most valuable internet real estate in your life. Because on this platform, not only will it have a representation of you as an individual, your skills, your experience, recommendations coming from your network. On this platform, this is where you'll find like-minded professionals you can network with, that you can use as a platform to stay informed, so that when career opportunities become available for you to be interviewed, you can speak about value, results, and impact that you can provide specifically to help companies as well as advance your career. So this is the epicenter where, of course, talent comes together, meets organizations, and people are doing this actively and voluntarily every day and helping grow their careers. I said we'll start off this conversation of leveraging LinkedIn as a platform to drive your career by starting off, of course, with our journey from the campus into a career. I work with students across Central Eastern Europe, Southern Eastern Europe, and also Africa. Let me share with you what we're seeing from students and what they're doing differently to enable their careers to grow, and some of the factors that are enabling them to get economic opportunities, to get hired after graduation. So what have we seen? Since 2020, the student population on LinkedIn has doubled. And what's more, what we're finding is that every out of 3 students, one has applied or viewed a job on LinkedIn. And there's a representation of the various degrees on the platform in terms of student representation. What we're finding is that when students graduate, the ones most successful to graduate are the ones that have acquired the skills that are in demand. Yes, our degrees, our certifications, our diplomas matter, but what also matters in terms of being discovered, being hired by recruiters, or being engaged by hiring managers is our ability to highlight critical skills that solve business problems. I've highlighted on the screen there on the left-hand side some of the skills that have helped fresh graduates stand out and be found on the platform. But what are other students doing beyond acquiring skills that maybe you as a transitioning professional might want to adopt as you think about your career and what you want to achieve in the next 6 months? Our students are spending time looking at jobs, understanding what skills are required, and of course, updating their profiles with those skills to ensure that they're more likely to be discovered by those who are hiring. What else are they doing that's different that I'll recommend for you? Is taking the time to follow companies, to research companies, to engage those that work in those companies, so that when the opportunity to be interviewed becomes available, they understand what that company is looking for in terms of skills, understand the marketplace that company operates in, and the opportunities that you can address with your skills to help that company or organization move forward. Lastly, we're finding that, and those percentages you're seeing on the right-hand side there, is the amount of time students are spending more than a regular member on LinkedIn, looking at jobs, researching organization. And the last point I was going to cover there is the amount of time students and young professionals are spending on LinkedIn Learning to acquire skills. Up to 35% more time is being spent by these young students to acquire these skills on LinkedIn Learning, and that's how they're getting access to economic opportunities. At LinkedIn, we pride ourselves by having access to all this rich data that makes up what we call the economic graph. And we tap into this data to understand what are the things that enable our communities to get access to economic opportunities. We looked at students and used our predictive analysis over 59 million members who graduated in the last 5 years and identified out of 15 factors what are the top 3 factors that have the greatest impact in helping graduates get employed within 1 year of graduation. What are these 3? Number 1, if students or graduates have a connection with their future employer. What does that mean? That means actively building out a network of contacts within organizations or industries that you want to work in, and leveraging those contacts to get information or interviews. This has a fact of 5.5 times more success in terms of driving you towards getting employed within the first year of graduation. That's where we get the biggest impact. Next, the ability for you as a professional to highlight any prior work experience on your profile, having a factor of 2 times 2. And lastly, you as a young professional or graduate or transitioning professionals, being able to highlight or indicate digital skills on your profiles also promotes or gives you a better chance of getting access to these economic opportunities. That is what the data is telling us. How do we solve for this today for students, graduates, and transitioning job professionals? How we solve for this is that on LinkedIn, in terms of building out those connections, meaningful connections that can give you informational interviews to help you know more about jobs, about skills, about problems to solve for, and employment opportunities. On LinkedIn, you have the opportunity to connect with your alumni, to connect with people that work in the industry, to get mentored, to get coached, to join groups on LinkedIn where you can actively go in to understand more about industries in preparation for those economic opportunities. What's more, on LinkedIn, we reduce that network gap between you and the opportunity by giving you the opportunity to follow companies, to lift up your hand virtually and say, I am interested in working in your organization, to be specific about the type of roles, jobs, and type of work that you're interested in, to be able to tell the story on your profile on which geographies you're interested in working in. What's more, you have the opportunity on LinkedIn to reduce this network gap by being able to follow leaders and captains of industry in organizations where you want to work. This helps you understand more the needs they're likely to have, the problems you can solve for, and what value you can add. As I said right at the beginning, we need to go beyond our profiles, engaging this active network of professionals so that we're able to educate them on the skills that we're acquiring, what our passions are, and what makes us unique and aligned to the opportunities that they're presenting. Whether it's through showing our certifications and our continuous learning, we have multiple opportunities to reduce that network gap. But it's not just learning for the sake of learning. Here's what our data is telling us, is that if you built out your professional brand, your profile on LinkedIn, and that you continue to invest in soft, hard skills and behavioral intelligence skills, as you add these certificates onto your profile, you are increasing your chances of being shortlisted or interviewed by a factor of 9%. But if you really want competitive advantage, you go beyond just adding these skills and adding these certificates onto your profile. You leverage your network to seek endorsements, to seek, of course, recommendations. And what's more, the most powerful thing you can do is for you to complete skills assessments. This is literally 15 questions on a given topic, so that you earn that digital badge that allows recruiters to shortlist you because they see that you have the professional credibility or that you understand a given topic. What does that give us? That gives us 29% added advantage over someone else who hasn't invested in learning or hasn't invested in taking the skills assessments. So if you're looking to find a job, to be discovered, just these 2 things will give you a 29% added advantage over someone else who hasn't. But what skills do you learn? And what skills should I learn? You're probably asking yourself. Thankfully, LinkedIn leverages the data that we see in terms of jobs, companies, and of course, how long it takes them to hire and what skills are you and I have as members. And what LinkedIn does, it curates on an annual basis and quarterly also sharing what are the skills that are most in demand. So what we're seeing here are the skills that are most in demand in 2023, a mixture of soft skills, behavioral intelligence, and of course, a mix of hard skills. Don't worry, you will be getting this presentation at the end so that you can consume it at your own pace. I thought also, as we think about our careers and to help guide you, it'll be pertinent for me to also share what generations are learning. And you'll find that generations are consuming different content on LinkedIn. Maybe this could help you guide yourself in terms of where you should be anchoring as an individual and what skills will help you on your particular career journey. On to transition our conversation into jobs. Most of us have joined this call today specifically to understand, in terms of our careers, how do we land that job? And if not only land that job, what jobs are fast rising in our economy? Thankfully, PURCO South Africa has invited a lot of South Africans onto this call. I welcome you if you're just joining us today. Let's have a look at some of the jobs that LinkedIn has been able, from its algorithms, to pick up on which jobs are fastest on the rise. This is our 2023 view of South Africa. Of course, there are others who are joining this call from different geographies, and when given an opportunity to partner with organizations, to partner with institutions, we'll be able to flesh out some of this data for your specific geography. In my daytime role, when I'm working with universities and colleges, we provide this data or real-time insights to your institutions so that they can provide you with career advisory services. We provide this type of information to the Alumni Relations Office so that those who have graduated can pivot towards jobs that are on the rise and give themselves access to those economic opportunities. So the way we work, and my advice for those of you joining this call, as highlighted right at the beginning, I do cover a wide territory, is that should you want this data or real-time insights into your specific economy, the best way is if we partner at an institutional level. When we partner at an institutional level, we provide these insights to be available to you in real time so that you can advise students, graduates, and those who have gone out into the world of work on what careers and what jobs are in demand. What's more, beyond just providing a view of what jobs are on the rise, not only for South Africa, we give you a global view of different economies and different geographies. The reason being that the young professionals we're working with today, or the young graduates, are not just looking for jobs within our own borders. They're seeking to move to other locations. They're seeking remote work. They're seeking to do hybrid work. So what I've decided to share on the screen are some of the fastest jobs that are growing in demand year on year globally. What I've also, this is not even year on year, it's quarter on quarter there as I put on the screen. What I've also decided to put in is, of course, a view of the most in-demand jobs. These are jobs that are being addressed by those who have recently graduated and jobs that organizations are looking for. Now, if you stay until the end of this session that we're hosting today, I'm going to give you some resources that will help you on your career journey if you're looking for jobs. I have 3 reports that I'm going to make available to you. The first report will cover the future of recruiting so that you can get into the mindset of how recruiters are evolving and how they're going about branding organizations and trying to find you as talent. Next, I will share with you what the workplace demands today in terms of skills, an analysis of LinkedIn's data and insights into what helps you, once you're in a role, develop and grow your potential either into leadership or into an individual contributing role. So what skills are required in the workplace? Last but not least, our most recent report is the future of work, AI at work, and the impact of AI in the workplace. If you stay connected until the end, I've got a couple of courses that I'm going to make available for free as part of this presentation giveaway, so stay connected. Why am I sharing these reports? I'm sharing these reports because the world around us is changing. The jobs around us continue to change. Based on the data that we're seeing is that jobs have changed by a factor of 25%. The skills required for a job have changed by a factor of 25% since 2015. And by 2027, which is fast coming up, we're expecting that the skills required for jobs are likely to double, are likely to be 50%. So this demands that we all make time for learning. In terms of helping you, like we said, starting to grow your career. It starts off with you knowing exactly what skills you require and what it is you want to achieve in the next 6 months. To start you off on that journey, we're providing a free tool on LinkedIn that will give you the opportunity to outline what your career goals are, to get a promotion, to get a job, to manage your work-life balance, or whatever it is you want to achieve in the next 6 months. We will curate and show you courses that will help you grow into meeting that role. So there's a QR code I'll put up on screen and it'll be available for you. Once you put in what your goal aspirations are, it will map for you the courses and content that you require in order to achieve that goal. It will lead you on to LinkedIn Learning. And LinkedIn Learning, like we said, is the platform where LinkedIn, based on the insights it's seen on jobs, on companies, on member profiles, what skills you require in order to achieve your career goals. The content that's available on LinkedIn is well over 21,000 courses. It's not to say you have to do those 21,000 courses, but it's to highlight that there are courses there to help you with wellness, with business skills, creative skills, and technology skills to help you meet your aspirations, your career aspirations. And when I partner up with universities, colleges, polytechnics, we have found that they heavily rely on LinkedIn to help students get access to skills that will help them get jobs. They're relying on LinkedIn Learning to develop professionals. So LinkedIn Learning is not just for students, professionals that are working as staff and administration. And that also the faculty is leveraging this same platform to enrich the teaching and learning experience. In fact, amongst the top rated universities, you'll find that 58% of them rely on LinkedIn Learning to flesh out the classroom and to have a better teaching and learning experience. And it is available for you as a professional or as an individual. Perhaps you're sitting there and saying, Stuart, but I don't have access to LinkedIn Learning. I've since left campus. I've since left organization. Where can I start my learning journey? You could start off with the LinkedIn Pathfinder, first outlining what goals you have for your career. It points you towards LinkedIn Learning. Or alternatively, you can take advantage of the 10 most popular AI courses that LinkedIn has made free up until the 15th of December. Make time for learning, folks. Scan that QR code. Immerse yourself, demystify the world of AI, and also look at the report I'll be sharing at the end on the impact of AI in the world of work. What you're also going to get in the QR code that I'm about to make available to you is how you can go about building out your professional brand story, rocking your LinkedIn profile. What are the essential tips that will help your profile stand out? But beyond just building out our profile, it's not for us to build our profile and to sit back and wait for opportunities. I encourage you to go beyond your profile. I encourage you to share content on LinkedIn, to run polls on LinkedIn, to read newsletters, to add your opinion, to celebrate other professionals, to seek recommendations. I encourage you to go beyond your profile so that you live rent-free in the minds of those who can recommend you and those who can attest to your skills and those who are looking to hire you. So go beyond just your profile. Add in some of the skills you're acquiring. Add in any honors and awards that you have achieved or scored in your journey. Whether it's test scores, you have the opportunity. Show the world, if you're looking for opportunities beyond your country, show the world your diversity. Show them in terms of the languages that you speak or that you're able to communicate in. Again, people will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So is your profile showing the human side of you, the causes that you care for, the volunteer experience that you provide in the world of work? There is so many opportunities and so many things that you can do that will go beyond your profile and help set your career up for success. We've come towards the end of this presentation. I wanted to summarize, particularly for those who joined late, and also I've shared a lot. What are my top 3 takeaways that I encourage you to have from this session? Number 1, start off by having a goal. Set a timeline to achieve that goal. Learn and acquire the skills that you require in order for you to achieve that goal. And think of your profile as where success begins. If we think about it, those who hire, those who buy products, services, and solutions, when they're looking to understand you as a professional, they come to LinkedIn. They come on to LinkedIn because this is where your real name is. This is where your skills, your education, and your qualifications are. This is where other professionals will highlight and endorse the skills that you bring into the world of work. This is where we will get an understanding of your career journey from student to intern to employee to leadership roles. We will leverage our LinkedIn profiles well after we've stopped working. This is where they come to find board members because, again, it attests to your professional and your industry experience. Think of how your profile represents you. And if you don't have a profile, what is it saying about you? As I promised, there are some free resources in this link. Some of the resources you'll find, like we said, is, of course, reports from LinkedIn on the future of work, getting into the mindset of recruiters, understanding the impact of AI, where you can access some of the free courses we're offering. And on a personal note, you will find, of course, the opportunity for us to connect. You'll also find I have a YouTube channel that shares content, particularly on specific jobs, how recruiters go about identifying, interviewing, and shortlisting talent for data scientists, cybersecurity specialists, for HR managers, digital marketing managers, recruiters, etc. Several roles that I've covered. What's more, if you're a young graduate, there is additional content available on how you can get hired. So I thank you for your attention. This is where we come to the end of our presentation. Scan that QR code, and of course, PURCO will again share some of these resources and this link with you. I want to bring back to my moderator and ask if we have any questions as we end out this live stream in terms of helping you go out there to find economic opportunities, more importantly, to be found by those who can hire you, to grow your skills, and to ultimately get hired. Aya, how am I doing on time?
You're doing very well, Stuart. Thank you, Stuart, for sharing your knowledge and your insights on how we can use LinkedIn as a tool for key career opportunities. I, for one, will definitely be taking advantage of learning for free until the 15th of December. So I have a couple of questions, and colleagues, we will now proceed with the question and answer session. So you're welcome to field any questions you have for our speaker in the chat box, which he will gladly answer. So the first question is, does LinkedIn Learning offer any courses for business owners?
Definitely. For business owners, for entrepreneurs, LinkedIn provides you the opportunity to understand how to grow as a leader, how to grow your business, how to sell your products, how to market your platform. And also, it gives you an opportunity to understand some of the roles that you'll be looking to hire for. So, yes, if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, there's leadership courses, there's business courses, and what's more, our entire world has been impacted by, of course, digital transformation. So you'll find that there are courses there specifically on digital technologies and skills that will enhance your business, help you do leverage technology a lot more, and of course, find the right talent to fortify your business or to even sell the solutions that you have available. So yes, 21,000 courses based on demand. And of course, it does cover courses for those who own businesses.
Okay, thank you, Stuart. The second question is, are all LinkedIn learning certifications at a cost or for free?
All right, so once you've got yourself access to LinkedIn Learning, and there's several ways for us to do this, as individuals, we can sign up for a premium upgrade. You've seen those adverts that come through to your inbox. If you take a premium upgrade, that gives you access, and particularly those who are looking for jobs, I would encourage you to go for the career premium upgrade, because what it'll do is it'll give you access to those 21,000 courses that LinkedIn has available. What's more, with those courses, some of them lead to certifications. So on LinkedIn Learning, you can leverage them to either prepare for exams, take exams, and ultimately for you to get certifications. And of course, for you to be able to do those skills assessments that give you a competitive advantage in the world of work. So it's an all-inclusive LinkedIn Learning giving you access to skills that matter. And of course, what matters for you is to add those skills onto your profile. And not only add them onto your profile, share the story, tell the world. If you're ever wondering, what should I post on LinkedIn? Do a course, tell the world, here's the top 3 things I learned in this course. Just like I'm going to ask you in this session, after this session is finished, what are you going to post on LinkedIn that will help someone else get access to economic opportunities? We want our brands to represent us out there in the world of work positively so that people come to us as subject matter experts or those who are willing to enable other people. So hope that answers the question.
Thank you. So my question is, would you say, I'm not sure how to pose the question, but I'll try. Would you say recruiters look at particular skills over, let's say, postgraduate qualifications? Not to discredit those qualifications, but for example, in an honors course, the content that you consume in there is quite general over a particular skill if you do like a short course. So would you say recruiters look at those kind of over those postgraduate qualifications? And do you think that having particular skills certifications gives you an advantage over someone who just has like an honors degree?
Yeah, when we study our degrees, which are very valuable, and thank you for those of you who are investing time to earn those. When we study, of course, like you said, we cover a number of topics. What tends to happen, though, is that when we build out our profiles, we're just putting in the degree, one line. Now, if we flip our mind, and this is why I'm sharing that report on the future of recruiting and how recruiters work, you will understand that recruiters literally have a short amount of time to shortlist people that they want to bring into that particular job. When they're hiring, recruiters and hiring managers, they're looking to solve business problems. So they will specifically look for skills, hard skills, that are aligned to that business problem. They'll also look for soft skills. And this is why it matters. In fact, we should stop calling it soft skills and call it essential soft skills. What makes you human? What sets you up for leadership? What sets you up for being a collaborative partner? What other skills determine the professional that you are? From as simple as time management, attention to detail. So if I am a recruiter, when I'm looking to recruit, yes, I'll look at the degrees that someone has, but I'll look at the specific skills that they have aligned to the job or the opportunity that I have. And then when I want to further shortlist, I'll look at those behavioral intelligence skills that sort of tell me a picture of what kind of person you are. And here's the value of it. Recruiters and leaders hire learners. Recruiters and leaders hire learners. So that's why I'm encouraging you to have that mindset of continuous learning, continuous self-investment. Because when you are going to join a company, we're not going to put you in a classroom. When you are joining a company, we're going to put you in front of a laptop, a computer, or technology and say, get on with your job. So if you've never taken on that attitude of continuous life learning, you will find it a little bit hard to grow in that role. So continue to learn, folks. That's my one advice for you, because like we said, jobs will change, economies will change. You will move to a different location. You will aspire for a different career from what you studied. What's going to set you up for success in your career is your ability to continuously learn and to tell the world that you're investing in yourself. No point in keeping it to yourself. Keep updating your profile. Your profile should be a dynamic representation of the professional that you are. It's not a resume. It's not a CV. Those are static, dead documents. Our profiles are dynamically telling the world what we're studying, what value we can provide, what results we can bring into the world of work, and how we're continually investing in ourselves so that we can be valuable to companies and that companies can identify us without us having to spend time looking for those jobs.
Thank you so much, Stuart. That definitely answers my question. And then we have one from Kevin Hughes in the chat box. How often do graduates change direction once they start working? I'm thinking of using some of these LinkedIn certifications and going into IT, but I worry I'm not going to be employable.
All right. So yes, people do pivot into different roles as the nature of work continues to change around us. And as you saw, it's already jobs and the skills required for a particular job have changed by a factor of 25%, and that's only going to continue to change. What sets us up for success? Like I said, is when universities, colleges, and polytechnics partner up with LinkedIn. We give you access to these real-time insights so that you can look and say, if I've acquired these particular IT skills, which industries are looking for them? Because most of us, when we think of careers, we say, I want to study software development so I can work for Microsoft, Google, Amazon, etc. But here's the reality. Those skills are equally in demand in other industries. So when we partner up with higher educational institutions, some of them are members of PURCO already. When we partner up, we help students understand with these skills, with these certifications, which industries are demanding my skills and certifications. What's more, for those who are looking to become entrepreneurs, we also look into these insights to understand where you're likely to be successful in selling products, services, or solutions to organizations based on the skills that you bring onto the table. So yes, people will pivot, but what will help them pivot is having access to real-time insights that will then determine where you are most in demand and who's looking for you.
Thank you so much, Stuart. I don't see any other question in the chat box, so I will proceed with drawing a winner for our lucky prize draw. So the name that I've drawn out is Nathaniel Modiba, the Managing Director at MOD Revamp Holdings. Congratulations, Nathaniel. You have won yourself a 1,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher, courtesy of PURCO SA. So colleagues, thank you very much for the question and answer session. That brings us to the end of our webinar this morning, and actually the end of the Ponder series for the 2023 year. Thank you so much, Stuart, for today's presentation and sharing your knowledge and insights on using LinkedIn as a platform for key career opportunities. Thank you to every single guest speaker we had this year and every single attendee who joined every session, every webinar that we had throughout the year. And we will commence with the Ponder series in early 2024. Thank you, colleagues. Enjoy your holidays and all the best for the upcoming year. Until the next one, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Stuart. Goodbye.